Alright, guys and gals, what is going on? Jake here for cultofredstone.com. Today we're going to be covering all of the principles involved with Jeb Doors. Now, Jeb Doors are basically the door that is flush with its environment. I'll demonstrate right here. Basically the door that does that. So I've got another model right over here. So this is the vertical version of the Jeb door, and as you can see, that when I activate it, it's completely flush with my environment, and if this were like the ground or something, I wouldn't be able to tell that it's there. And then I open it up, and I can fall through, and then I can close it again. So, it's really a nice little door, actually, and I'm not really sure what's called the Jeb door. I was too lazy to research that, but I think it has something to do with an update that Jeb brought us, so we named it after him, which was nice of us. I guess, I don't know. Anyway, so this is a principal model right here, and the principles involved with this is that you have two pistons pushing a piston and a block forward onto another power source. Now, the tricky thing is that you have to have these pistons back here delayed so that this power source powers up and powers down first. So it's actually quite simple. You just slap a repeater down with these pistons here and put it on 3 or 4 ticks of delay. You can usually get away with 3, but sometimes if you're on a server with some lag, it's safe to go with 4. So when I flip the switch, what happens is that this gets powered, and then this gets powered, pushing this into this, and then this receives power and goes up, and then when I cut off the power, this retracts before these lose power because repeaters will hold a charge for the same amount of delay that they will give when they're sending a charge. So just sort of an axiomatic function of repeaters that not many people seem to remember exists. So yeah, this will get powered down, and then it becomes a 2 solid blocks instead of a solid block and a transparent block, which that has issues with pistons and whatnot. And then it gets stuck to the side. So yeah, that's the basic principle involved with a Jeb door. So let's move on to some models. You've already seen the vertical one here, the 1x1 vertical door. But let's move on to a 2x2 vertical Jeb door, which is just slightly more complicated. But it's also a little bit more beastie looking. But the tricky thing with this one is that it's easy to get confused and get all these signals lost and get your wires crossed, literally. But I'm not going to show you how to build it in this video. I might do that in another video, actually. But basically, this model is what you've got 2 repeaters right here on no delay, and they're wired up to these repeaters on the side, which have a 4-tick delay. Now, the pistons, when you go to power a set of pistons that are stacked on top of each other, you only need to power the top one. The bottom one will feed from the power given to the top one. Sort of a little glitch that I hope they never ever fix. So yeah, you only need to power the top one, and then we've got the same thing over here as we do on that other side. Basically, you mirror the sides so that they're exactly the same. And these guys are getting power from this little wire that's running underneath here, and it's getting power from here. And of course, I've got the power source right here, which is just this repeater right here, which this repeater is not necessary. It just depends on your power source. If you need to boost the power, then you might want to add this. So yeah, and then the wire, again, mirroring that side there, comes up here. Got these repeaters right here, and again, 4 ticks of delay, and they feed to those pistons, which pretty much completes the door. So I've got an XOR gate up over there, so what I can do is I can close the door and open the door from the bottom and from the top. It's just a nice little feature that the XOR gate really brings to the table. And it's nice if you've got like a secret cave entrance and you want to fall down into it and then close the door after you. So something like that. And you can add another set of pistons here to close in and block those off, so it looks nice. Anyway, so that's the 2x2 vertical Jeb door. I'm not going to go into a 4x4 because I'm not quite that smart just yet. So yeah, you could actually add blocks right here just to flush that up a little bit, but you're going to have these exposed repeaters. I couldn't figure out a way to get around that, and I don't think anyone else has. But if we do figure out a way to get around that, I'll be sure to make a video about it. Anyway, so yeah, that's the 2x2 Jeb door. I'll give one last look around here so that you guys can see. I'll remove those because they're not necessary. Again, ignore the XOR gate. It's just something that I added for convenience sake. So yeah, 2x2 Jeb door. All right, are we ready to move on? I think we are. All right. So let's move on to the horizontal Jeb doors. Now these ones are actually much easier to build because they take advantage of a glitch that allows two pistons to be powered by a third block that is receiving a redstone signal. Now I've got a demonstration model right here. You can see these two pistons are being powered from this signal right here. And if I take away the signal, they'll still keep their power. And you have to oscillate the signal in a really funny way in order to get them to actually lose their power and reactivate again. But what this allows us to do is power these middle pistons here from the top. And that allows us to have a very flush, clean look. And I'll add some extra blocks here so you guys can get the idea. Nope. There we go. There we go. So you can see here the door is open right now. It's a nice, flush, clean look. You just got these pistons here. And then if you give power, it pops out. And it's really simple, actually. What you do is you take your pistons, you set them up how you would normally have them. You've got 4 here, and then you've got another piston here, these 2 pistons here, and then you've got your blocks that you're going to be pushing out into your surface that you're going to be flush with. And then what you do is you put redstone across the top of your center area where your center pistons are going to be pushed out into. And then you have 2 repeaters. The front one, the one that's facing towards the front of the door, the one that the surface that the pistons are going to be pushing into. This repeater has no delay, and then the one in the back has 3 ticks of delay. And again, you might want to add 4 if you're on a laggy server. But again, 3 ticks of delay, and then you just run the power down to these blocks here. And again, you only need to power the top pistons if you've got too high stack of pistons. You only need to power the top. So, and that's really all you need to do. It's very cheap to build, very easy. And it works like a charm. It works beautifully. It works fluidly. It won't get stuck unless you've got too much lag. And yeah, it's wonderful. And what you can actually do with this is you can, rather than build a giant complicated contraption, you can actually apply this to a 4x4 horizontal Jeb door, as I will demonstrate right here. And this one actually is 2 Jeb doors back to back. And that's another really cool facet of this design. Is that, as you can see here, I've got my middle repeaters on delay, and then I've got these repeaters on no delay. Oh, I've only got these on 2 ticks. Huh, interesting. Anyway, so you can actually stack these back to back, and they won't interfere with each other. They'll still function fully. And I've also got this one hooked up to an XOR gate, so just ignore that. And it just looks so cool. It's nice and flush. You can see I'm walking through here. All I got is the pistons. They're just there, and then I walk to the other side. And it's nice and flush again. You couldn't even tell there was a door there. So yeah, you could just stack these back to back, which is really, really awesome. So here's what one of them looks like just by itself. I'll give this one a good glance over so you guys can get the idea on how to build it. So yeah, it's really, really compact. And I found out about this design after I slaved for hours trying to figure out how to do this manually without any glitches. And I came up with a big hulking contraption that's over there. And then a friend of mine, Infestation, on this website, showed me this. So yeah. Anyway, that's the Jeb Door overview. I'll be putting out videos for each of these individually. Anyway, so go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Go check out the website, cultofredstone.com. And until then, I'm Jake, and these are Jeb Doors, and I'll see you guys next time.